hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip.
I've survived the game. So I say if you sum up my career, it'd be I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor in this game.
Now I heard you talking about a time when you were incarcerated for a short amount of time, and you said some guys noticed you, and you said that if they can notice me at my lowest, that that was like a defining moment for you. Can you speak on that whole moment?
Yeah, it was crazy, man, because first of all, I've never been in trouble with the law, and to be, I was arrogant in the sense that I didn't do, if we're going to speak frank on this show, right? We can speak clearly, frankly.
Please do.
So, my ex-wife accused me of abusing her, and you know what I mean? And that I've never abused a woman in my life. And so my arrogance was like, I'm not going to respond to this. This is ridiculous. I'm not going to, and I thought I was big enough not to let it affect my career. And I was completely ignorant on that note. You know what I mean? And so to end up in jail for not going to court, you know what I mean? I was just like not showing up to court, just like, not respecting the justice system. And to end up in jail, it was like a really low for me. I'm like, how am I here? Right. Yeah. And so I'm walking through the jail, and these Crips was walking with the sheriffs, and they saw me, and it was like, oh, hey, there go Cuz right there. There go Cuz right there. And the sheriff's looking at me like, who is this? Who is this? You know what I'm saying? And they were like, who are you? And I'm like, I'm nobody. But so they throw me in the tank with these guys, and I'm in the Crip tank. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh man, you know what I mean? They like, where you from, Cuz? Where you whoop? They banging on me. And then some OGs from the back, like, hey, hold up, that's Cuz from this Christmas. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. They was like, oh, that is Cuz. Hey, he was from Stomp the Yard. Oh, Cuz, how was it kissing Megan good? Whoop-de-whoop. So we, it all got crazy in there. And then, things settled down, and one of the OGs sat me down. And he's like, look, man, we don't ever want to see you back up in here, man. You know what I'm saying? This is not for you, man. You know what I'm saying? This, you you got everything ahead of you, because we've been watching you. We've been watching you for years, cuz like we don't ever want to see you back here. You know what I'm saying? And it was a real triple OG conversation to me. You know what I'm saying? Talking to me, dropping the jewels on me. And I always will remember that. And I've always wanted to represent that I wasn't going to stay there. Like everything that I was, and I told him that I was like, this is just temporary low. I'm gonna get it together. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that them, wherever they are, because a lot of those guys we will never see again on the street. They was going away for a long time, life. Hopefully they're seeing that I kept my end of that promise. And I'm out here doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Indeed. As men, we all deal with bullshit, and we all deal with our time and our space and bullshit, but you had to deal with yours in the public eye. You had to deal with yours in front of the media and people judging you that had no idea what was going on behind the scenes and things like that. Had to be tough, because you said earlier that you were a private person, and we can relate to that with two very private people as well. How did you deal with that as it entered, and kind of how do you look at it now? How do you look at the overall?
It still bothers me, because, I wish there was like a global. Bad news seems to like travel fast. Like it was like, I think it was easy for people to believe a successful black man. Of course he beat his wife. Of course he, this is something that we would expect for a black man to do, which was the complete antithesis of what it was. There, like, people didn't believe that women lie. Like women just make up stuff to hurt the man if they feel hurt, right? To destroy a man's reputation is the new, it's like a new thing. You know what I mean? Not to say that there's some real victims out there of abuse, the real victim of domestic violence. And it's not fair to those women to have women out here lying. But one thing that bothered me was to see how people just ran with it. You know what I'm saying? I would see comments like, Columbus is a woman beater, cancel him. It was like so many comments, so many things. TMZ running stories back to back to back. I wasn't helping it because I wasn't living right my personal self. Right, I'm doing drugs, I'm drinking. I was off personally, and I think I was more ashamed. I didn't fight that battle because I was ashamed of how I was living my life. Right, so a man that nobody's gonna believe a man that does coke or is on drugs and drinking. Of course, he did these things. So that was a tough go for me. And I think even in the rebuild, and I have a wonderful wife, two new beautiful boys, a whole beautiful personal life that I cherish, and with these new opportunities, and still there's still that lingering thing, right? That bothers me. I think I liken it to how Kobe and Tiger. You know what I mean? Kobe had the huge case. She accused him of rape. He didn't rape the girl, but it always lingered over his head, right? It was kind of always, you can talk about how great a man is, but it's always, but remember, you know what I mean? Even Gail tried to bring it up. Tiger, same thing. But until you winning, Nike put out a campaign when Tiger came back, and he started winning after all of that drama. And they said, winning fixes everything. And that's what I've just been about now. Is like, I just want to win and let my good deeds outweigh whatever bad deeds people think that I've done. You know what I'm saying? So that's been focused, but it has hurt, man. It hurt, and it sent me more into depression. Hearing people that were supporting me, people that my fan base turn off of something that was not true. It really hurt, and it kind of sent me more into depression, more into the bottle, more into drugs. You know what I'm saying? And until one day I was like, you know what? I can't. There's no way I can live like this. This is not even me. And that snapback, that click off in my head, is when I packed up my emotional, spiritual bags and started climbing back up Everest again. You know what I'm saying?
Dope. Quoting your book, you said, "I'm standing on a 101 with a bottle of Chardonnay in my hand, dressed in $6,000 worth of clothing I didn't even own. February 12, 2012 was the date, and I'll never forget it." That's how the short stories. Go grab that book right now if you haven't read it. Talk about that day, brother.
Oh man, it was a rough day. So I had known that there was some, I had known that what was going on with my ex-wife, for a while. But I just was like, my get back was, I'm going to ignore it and do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? But still, it was becoming to the point where it was getting disrespectful. She came to my job and, did some disrespectful behavior at my job, right? Which was embarrassment to me, right? At my job. And it was discovered by some of the people that worked on production, and it was a whole thing. And I just was so embarrassed, bro, like to the max. And I was like, had been working, 16 to 18 hours a day, 5 days a week, you know what I mean? And I was tired. And I was like, I was tired of it. I was tired of, if this is what comes with this success, then I don't want it. I had that day breakdown. I had that Dave Chappelle breakdown day. I just walked off the set after I found out the information, and I grabbed that bottle of Chardonnay. I had my wallet in my hand, and I started walking toward the 101. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, when I get there, I'm gonna get a cab or something. I'm gonna go to the airport and I'm gonna disappear. Thankfully, for the Scandal family, Kerry Washington, Darby, and Katie, they pulled up. The transfer van pulled up on me, and they were like, "Columbus, get in the van." You know what I'm saying? Get in the van. It's gonna be okay. We love you. We're here for you. You're not by yourself. You're not alone. And I think that day, really, really saved me from doing something stupid, not killing myself, but just, doing something stupid. It was crazy.
What were you brought back to Scandal for the last couple of episodes? I didn't get to watch it with my wife, but I
did season 1 through 3. So this was season 2. This happened, and I did, season 2. This happened. Nobody knew this after that because it's in the production report. Columbus is walking down the street with a bottle of Chardonnay. The Disney, ABC, the president of ABC Disney, he's like, we love him. Clearly he has a drinking problem. Let's let him go to rehab for 30 days in the off season. And if he doesn't go, he can't come back for season 3.
Gotcha.
I went to rehab for 30 days in Arizona and Tucson, the same place Tiger went, and came back, did season 3, and then finished season 3, moved into a new house, and ended things with my ex-wife. She got upset. She was furious that I was like, it's over, you're done, get your stuff, get out.
Mm.
And that's what spurred the lie. That's what started the let's destroy him. You know what I mean? You're not gonna kick me out, and this is my house, and which it wasn't. You know, I bought that house with my hard-earned working money.
Yeah.
But you know, it was that, and that started. So when all that stuff after the end of season 3, you know, I kick her out. Then she goes to TMZ and she goes to the police and makes up these erroneous statements, claims with no evidence, no physical evidence, no nothing, just saying she's scared for her life, this and that. That gets to TMZ. The TMZ report, I get a call from the president of Disney, that you know, this is a bad look, and we're not going to be able to renew your contract. And the crazy part is, it was my contract year, so I was about to, you know, I was about to really get paid, but
real quick,
yeah, and which my ex-wife knew, you know what I'm saying. So it was all unfortunate, and you know, I was angry for a long time about all of this, but you know, anger was blocking me from receiving new blessings, so I had to let all that go so that I can get it all back tenfold. You know what I'm saying?
Or to get back.
Nah, we definitely.